with ESPN's just released 25 under 25. Their 25 best WNBA players under the age of 25 years old.
ESPN just dropped their 25 under 25 rankings, and the internet is already going crazy. At the very top, Caitlin Clark. And here's the thing, she's played only 13 games, battled through injuries, and is still averaging 16. 5 points, 5 rebounds, and nearly 9 assists a night. That's wild. She's doing numbers most players can't touch even when fully healthy. But here's where the list really gets people talking. Angel Reese, Clark's so-called rival, landed at number 5.
It should be noted, 2 Indiana Fever players are ahead of Angel Reese. All right, just pointing that out. Caitlin Clark is number 1.
And then you've got Layla Lonway down at 11. Kiki dropped to 10, and Cardoso ranked way too high at 7. Fans are looking at this list and saying, what is going on here? And honestly, that's what makes it so interesting. These rankings aren't random. They're telling a story about who ESPN thinks is the future of the league. Some of it makes perfect sense, like Clark at number 1. Some of it feels disrespectful, like Boston being overlooked. And some of it, like Reese's spot, is just flat-out controversial. In this video, we're breaking it all down. Why Clark's case is legit, why Boston deserves more love, and why Reese's ranking has become one of the biggest debates in women's basketball right now.
Like, that's obvious. That's obvious.
Look, on paper, giving the top spot to a rookie who only appeared in 13 games looks questionable. Other players have been out there every night stacking full season numbers. But remember, ESPN framed this list around ceiling and potential, which is a big reason limited games don't automatically knock someone out. Clark's resume isn't about availability. It's about how loud her impact was in a short window.
Under 25 based on ceiling. This isn't based on how good they are right now.
Look at what she produced in those 13 games. 16, 5 points, 8 assists, and about 5 rebounds per game. Those aren't rookie starter numbers. They're closer to what's expected from an established all-star. The assists are the piece that jumps out. Nearly 9 a night means she wasn't just scoring. She was creating the equivalent of 25-plus points per game once you factor in what her teammates finished off. One player driving that much offense right out of the gate speaks louder than just looking at total games played.
Due to injuries, she's been limited to 13 games this season, averaging 16.5 points, 8.8 assists, and 5 rebounds.
Projecting forward, it's reasonable to think that with better health and more minutes, Clark could push toward 20 points per game and flirt with double-digit assists. Is that guaranteed?
No.
But her pace suggests it's within reach, especially when you compare her to the average guard in the league, who typically puts up around 4 to 6 assists per night. She's already operating on a different plane. That kind of production changes the way a whole team functions.
And to be honest with you, I think if she'd have been healthy, she just averaged 20 points a game this year. And I'm not too sure she wouldn't average 10 assists. And then 5 boards at 6 foot.
What makes her even more valuable is how she plays. Clark stretches defenses with her shooting range, forces defenders to guard farther from the basket than most are comfortable with, and pushes the pace every possession. She doesn't just rack up her own box score. She picks apart defenses in a way that makes her teammates' job simpler. Look at the shot quality for the players around her. Cleaner looks, higher efficiency, better rhythm. That ripple effect may not fit neatly onto a stat sheet, but it's the exact reason her presence feels oversized even when her minutes didn't pile up.
When healthy, Clark's impact is enormous. She stretches the floor with her shooting range, pushes the pace, and picks defenses apart with her passing. The 23-year-old brings an unmatched excitement factor every time she's on the court.
The other thing that matters here is context. With the injury, we never got to see her play a full year. Yet, even in limited action, her per-possession value is higher than some players who stayed healthy through twice the games. That doesn't mean availability isn't important, but it does show why ESPN leaned so heavily on potential over raw totals. You don't just ignore someone producing at that level, even if the sample is smaller than you'd like.
You want to talk about how many points is that she is responsible for a game right there, 16 and a half, and then 8.8, let's just call it 9 assists. She's directly involved in about 25 points a game.
So when people say putting Clark at number 1 is a stretch, the numbers make the opposite case. 13 games gave us a snapshot of how transformative she can be once she's fully unleashed. Then the second is Paige Bucher.
Paige Beckers was number 2. Aaliyah Boston was number 3.
Aaliyah Boston sitting at number 3 is another Indiana Fever star making noise. She's averaging 15, 2 points per game, shooting an impressive 54.6%, and has already piled up 15 double-doubles, a franchise record that ranks her 4th in scoring among players under 25, 3rd in field goal percentage, and near the top in consistency. The numbers don't lie. With her efficiency and the Clark-Boston pick and roll becoming the Fever's identity, there's a strong argument she deserves the number 2 spot.
The Fever began their rebuild with Clark well before Clark arrived. Boston is averaging a career-best 15.2 points a game, 4th best among players under 25. Her shooting efficiency is 54.6% from the floor, 3rd best.
Now compare that to Ree, who sits 5th on this list. She's putting up 12, 2 points per game, but on just 42% shooting from the field. That's a noticeable drop in both scoring output and efficiency, especially for someone with her 6 feet 3 inches in frame. Reese does bring elite rebounding numbers, but much of that comes from crashing the offensive glass and then missing the putbacks. It's a relentless, high-effort style, yet it doesn't translate to the same level of offensive dependability. Meanwhile, Boston is balanced. She's converting the looks she gets inside at a rate that forces defenses to alter their entire coverage. If you're the one actually building a roster, who do you trust more to anchor your offense? The player finishing above 54%, or the one barely clearing 42?
She has a franchise record 15 double-doubles this season, 4th most in the league. Boston's facilitating has been a strength, especially in tandem with...
The other overlooked part here is Boston's facilitating. It's been a strength, especially in tandem with Clark. That two-player action has already become one of the most dangerous sets Indiana runs. Clark handles the ball, Boston seals defenders, and the result is either a clean basket for her or wide-open shots for everyone else. That kind of synergy doesn't show up in raw totals like rebounds per season, but it directly raises the floor of an entire team. And that's why using raw stats alone, like Reese's rebound count, can cloud the bigger picture of actual value.
Well, I believe that her game lives and dies with Caitlin being healthy, because it's the most dangerous pick and roll game in the.
Boston plays with veteran poise and youthful energy, anchoring Indiana's offense in ways that go beyond the box score. The issue is bias. Fans hyperbounds, hustle, and highlight plays over efficiency and facilitation, which props up Ree more than Boston. But Boston is producing with consistency and efficiency while making her teammates better. Stack it up, and she clearly belongs right behind Clark, while Reese's numbers look far less sturdy once you dig past the surface.
Right here, Reese's biggest offensive jump has been in her playmaking. She's averaging 3.7 assists per game, top 5 among all forwards, and most among the WNBA players under the age of 25. She leads the league with 12.2 boards, and just 25 games in has already tied her rookie record as the fastest player in WNBA history to reach 300 rebounds in a single season.
Angel Reese's spot at number 5 looks solid on the surface. 12 points a night and 300 rebounds in just 25 games. ESPN rewards that volume, but the impact shifts once you break it down. Yes, she's already one of the league's best rebounders and made history by reaching 300 boards faster than anyone. Still, a big share of those come on the offensive glass, and too many end in missed putbacks. Volume doesn't always equal impact when those chances don't translate into efficient points. Scoring is where the gap widens. Just take a look at her missing layups. At 6 feet 3 inches in, Reese should be finishing at a much higher clip. Yet, she sits in the mid-40s, while Boston converts nearly 55%. That efficiency gap is huge for players in similar roles. Reese often forces tough looks or rushes shots in traffic, while Boston shows patience, reading defenses, and attacking for the best shot. That difference in composure is why Boston's game elevates her team. While Reese's numbers don't carry the same weight,